So in previous two classes, we have discussed and studied about different conceptual frameworks, or how we can maintain soil fertility, how we can control soil erosion. And in today's class, we will study about research related to agroforestry, then a special land management technique which is known as sloping agriculture land technology. These are the two things today we will study. আমার প্রেজেন্টেশনটা দেখা যাচ্ছে, সবাই দেখতে পাচ্ছে?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today, first of all, we'll talk about hypothesis for soil agroforestry research in relation to soil conservation. Soil conservation এর সাথে soil agroforestry research এর কিছু hypothesis আমরা আলোচনা করব. There are 12 hypotheses and also a general hypothesis in relation to soil agroforestry research connecting soil conservation. And there is also a general hypothesis in relation to soil agroforestry research. So first of all, what is hypothesis? Do you know what is hypothesis?
স্যার কোনো কিছুর জন্য অ্যাজাম্পশন দেওয়া থিওরির বেসিসে।
হ্যাঁ, একটা কোনো কিছুর বিষয়ে অনুমান করা, বাট ইট শুড বি, যদি আমরা সায়েন্টিফিক জিনিস কোনো কিছু বলি তাহলে অবশ্যই এটার একটা সায়েন্টিফিক বেস থাকতে হবে, কিন্তু অনুমান করছি আমরা এমন একটা বিষয়ের উপর যেটা সম্বন্ধে আমাদের পর্যাপ্ত প্রমাণ না, কিন্তু আমরা ওইটাকে অনুমান করছি যে এটা হতে পারে বেসড অন সায়েন্টিফিক এভিডেন্স, যে এরকম হতে পারে। হ্যাঁ, তো তোমরা হচ্ছে যখন স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স পড়ছো না, স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স পড়ছো কি তোমরা?
Yes, sir.
সো স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্সে দেখবা যে হাইপোথিসিস আছে, আবার মাঝে মাঝে বলি আমরা নাল হাইপোথিসিস রিজেক্টেড, রাইট? তো যখন তোমরা বিশেষ করে ল্যাব করো, তো এটাই হচ্ছে মানে যে কোনো রিসার্চ করার আগে, কারণ রিসার্চ যে বিষয়ে আমরা করতে যাব, we don't know what will be the outcome. If we know the outcome or results, we will not go for the experiment, right? আমরা কোনো এক্সপেরিমেন্ট অথবা কোনো গবেষণা করতে যাব না যদি আমাদের রেজাল্টটা জানা থাকে, কিন্তু আনুমানিক কি রেজাল্ট হতে পারে এটা আমরা বলতে পারি বেসড অন প্রিভিয়াস সায়েন্টিফিক বেসিস। ঠিক আছে, তো এরকম এই বিষয়গুলো বলতে গেলে তখন এই কথাটা আসে হাইপোথিসিস, অনুমান। আর যদি আমরা নর্মালি বলি এটাকে আমরা বলতে পারি যে হচ্ছে অনুমান, হাইপোথিসিস ইন নর্মাল ওয়ার্ড। বাট আমরা যেহেতু এখানে সায়েন্টিফিক্যালি পড়ছি এবং রিসার্চের কথা বলছি, তো হাইপোথিসিস এখানে সায়েন্টিফিক্যালি ব্যবহার করা হচ্ছে। ঠিক আছে, যখন আমরা হাইপোথিসিস ওয়ার্ডটা ব্যবহার করব, এটা কোন পারপাসে ব্যবহার করব সে অনুযায়ী এর এক্সপ্লানেশনটা ডিফারেন্ট। ঠিক আছে, ওকে। সো আমরা বলছি যে অ্যাগ্রোফরেস্ট্রি রিলেটেড আমরা 12টা হাইপোথিসিস আমরা এখানে জানব। সো নাম্বার 1, number 1 hypothesis: agroforestry system can control erosion, thereby reducing losses of soil organic matter and nutrients. In initial of this chapter, we have studied how agroforestry system can control erosion and how it can maintain organic matter and nutrients. We all know that if we can maintain soil organic matter and nutrients, then we can control erosion, right? So this is the number 1 hypothesis. Number 2, Agroforestry system can maintain soil organic matter at levels satisfactory for soil fertility. So agroforestry system can maintain soil organic matter in a state which will ensure soil fertility. You know that agroforestry system, there is inputs from litters, and also there are inputs from roots, which can ensure uh, maximum organic matter in the soil. That's why we have hypothesized that agroforestry system can maintain soil organic matter at levels satisfactory for soil fertility. Number three, agroforestry system maintain more favorable soil physical properties than agriculture through a combination of organic matter maintenance and the effect of tree roots. This is just what I told you, that agroforestry system maintains soil organic matter or soil physical properties through a switcher and root. Nitrogen number four, nitrogen fixing trees and shrubs can substantially augment nitrogen input in agroforestry system. You all know that in agroforestry system, we mostly choose the beneficial trees. And how we categorize the beneficial trees, one of the trees, one of the characteristics is it has a cylindrical crown, it has deep root system, and with deep root system, it can uptake nitrogen, or it can atmospheric nitrogen. This is what the number four hypothesis. The number five, the tree component in agroforestry system can increase nutrient input from the atmosphere and the B or C soil horizon. That means from the deeper soil horizon and atmospheric input from the atmosphere. That's what I said, beneficial nitrogen fixation from atmosphere. Number six, agroforestry system can lead to a more closed nutrient cycle and to more efficient use of nutrient. More closed nutrient cycling, I want to mean that nutrient will not be lost or least. It will be able to uptake by the annual crops and the trees, and also the nutrient recycling, the addition of nutrient and also trapping of nutrient, and also again it is returning to its own form. This is the number six hypothesis. Then number seven, agroforestry system offer opportunities to synchronize release of nutrients from decay of plant residues with requirements for uptake by crops. In the last class, we have studied the nutrient recycling in agroforestry system. So how the nutrient is recycled and it's coming back to the soil again, and the annual crops and trees can uptake it. The cycling of bases in the tree litter can assist in reducing soil acidity or check soil acidification. The roots secrete some chemicals, and also there are some release from the litters, which help to maintain the pH in a state that will not going for that is, I want to mean that the soil is not going for the acidic soil. So the pH can be maintained in a way through the use of the tree litter, and also the secretion from the roots. Agroforestry system number 9. Agroforestry system can be incorporated in the systems for the reclamation of degraded soils. In degraded soils, there are some beneficial trees and also some special techniques that can be used to convert the degraded soil to a fertile soil. Number 10, in the maintenance of soil fertility under agroforestry system, the role of roots is at least as important as that of compound. you know that sometimes the root biomass produce is more important because the fine roots, the trees that produce more fine nutrient in the soil. So annually it produces lots of fine roots, and these fine roots are the real absorber. So the production of roots is important. A fine root to be more specific. So as say that the root has important role in soil agroforestry research as what we have the importance of the ground biomass. The shade influence, number 11, the shade influence of tree canopy improve the rate of mineralization of soil nitrogen. Not only the mineralization of soil nitrogen, it also helps to um, control soil erosion from the direct rainfall or by the splash erosion. Number 12, roots of nitrogen fixing trees have more nodules when nitrogen fixation takes place, when they are in close contact with roots of non-nitrogen fixing trees. This increased nodulation may lead to direct transfer of nitrogen to the non-nodulating plants. You know that if we closely plant a nitrogen fixing trees with a non-nitrogen fixing trees, the nitrogen fixing trees will produce nodules. So these nodules will there will be some anaerobic bacteria. These bacteria will assist in fixing atmospheric nitrogen, and this nitrogen can be transferred to the adjacent trees. Those are non-nitrogen fixing. So in this way, both the trees, the nitrogen fixing and non-nitrogen fixing trees can be can have a mutual benefits of growing together or simultaneously in a cropping system, or maybe in a tree base or system. Okay, so these are the 12 agroforestry hypotheses in relation to soil conservation. Now there is a general hypothesis. General hypothesis means is combining all the 12 hypotheses. What's the general hypothesis? The general hypothesis is appropriate agroforestry system can control erosion, maintain organic matter, physical properties, soil physical properties, augment nitrogen fixation, and promote efficient nutrient cycling. So this is the general soil agroforestry hypothesis. Okay, so we just discussed the 12 hypotheses in relation to soil agroforestry research and the general hypothesis of soil agroforestry research. Next one, the role of roots in agroforestry and soil conservation. There has been a increasing recognition, to importance of root system as a component of primary production. Root biomass of trees is about 20 to 30% of total biomass. The biomass in the soil has 20 to 30% of its ground biomass. However, net production of roots is substantially more than standing biomass, owing to turnover of fine roots. Roots form an appreciable store of nutrients since they are almost invariably returned to the soil, constituting a substantial amount in nutrient cycle. Tree root system, together with its associated mycorrhiza, improve the efficiency of nutrient cycling, which is defined as the ratio of nutrient uptake by plant and losses by leaching and erosion. They also help to improve soil physical properties. I just highlighted by 5 points. What's the role of agroforestry? It adds biomass, it improves biomass production, ensure nutrient cycling, decrease leaching loss, control erosion, and improve soil physical properties. Now we will study about sloping agricultural land technology. So the abbreviated form of sloping agricultural land technology is the SORT. Okay. So what is SORT? I gave the definition of SORT. You can see here that SORT is a very simple, easy. Okay. So আমরা পড়তেছিলাম যে salt. Salt is a very simple, easily applicable low-cost farming technology which do not require any sophisticated agricultural implements. The cultivation technique needs small capital with less training in the field of agriculture. So, আমরা জি স্যার, আমার কথা কি পরে আসছে?
না স্যার, ঠিক আছে।
ওকে ওকে। সো আমরা বলছিলাম যে সল্ট একটা হচ্ছে হিলি এরিয়া ল্যান্ড ম্যানেজমেন্টের একটা সিস্টেম যেখানে হচ্ছে আমরা খুব সহজেই ক্লাস নিচ্ছি এই আর আধা ঘন্টা লাগবে মানে। So we were talking about the salt. We told that it's a very simple, easily applicable technique in the hilly area where we can maintain the hilly slopes or we can culture the hilly land in a sustainable way. Okay, so it doesn't require any sophisticated implements. We just need to follow some steps and some cultural technique which will be sustainable for the maintenance of sloping land in the hilly area. So what are the advantages of salt? It successfully reduces or controls soil erosion, increases both fertility and productivity of soils, reduces the demand of chemical fertilizer, increases supply and availability of cattle feed, increases availability of fuel woods, availability of mulching materials used in the tree base and crop fields, conserve soil moisture by increasing water holding capacity of soils and increase biodiversity. It is economically feasible, environmentally sound, and socially acceptable. So we were talking about the advantages of salt. So the first one was the successfully reduce or control soil erosion. In the picture, you can see that there are several rows of trees, and in between the rows of trees, there are agricultural crops and also some permanent fruit crops. So we designed the system in a way it will control erosion, and it increases the fertility and productivity of soil because here we use the beneficial trees and also we use the leaf litter. We incorporate it in the soil that ensures fertility and productivity of soil. As we incorporate these litters, then there will be less demand of chemical fertilizer, and we plant some trees, specific trees in this system that ensures cattle feed, fuel wood for the household, and when we incorporate litters in the soil, it acts as a mulching material. So overall, this system ensures water holding capacity of soil
and increase the diversity of species, also the microbial species. Overall, we can say that it's an economically feasible, environmentally sound, and socially acceptable hill farming technique. Okay.
In the hilly area. So what are the advantages of salt? It successfully reduces or controls soil erosion, increases both fertility and productivity of soils, reduces the demand of chemical fertilizer, increases supply and availability of cattle feed, increases availability of fuel woods, availability of mulching materials used in the tree base and crop fields, conserve soil moisture by increasing water holding capacity of soils and increase biodiversity. It is economically feasible, environmentally sound, and socially acceptable. So we were talking about the advantages of salt. So the first one was the successfully reduce or control soil erosion. In the picture, you can see that there are several rows of trees, and in between the rows of trees, there are agricultural crops and also some permanent fruit crops. So we design the system in a way it will control erosion, and it increases the fertility and productivity of soil, because here we use the beneficial trees, and also we use the leaf litter. We incorporate it in the soil, that ensures fertility and productivity of soil. As we incorporate these litters, then there will be less demand of chemical fertilizer. And we plant some trees, specific trees in this system, that ensures cattle feed, fuel wood for the household. And when we incorporate litters in the soil, it acts as a mulching material. So overall, this system ensures water holding capacity of soil and increase the diversity of species, also the microbial species. Overall, we can say that it's an economically feasible, environmentally sound, and socially acceptable hill farming technique. Okay. Next one, there are 5 models of salt. Okay, 5 models of salt. Number 1 model is, we call it sloping agricultural land technology. In this system, agricultural contribution will be 60% and 40% will be forestry. Then SOL 2, simple agro livestock technology, where agriculture's contribution of a proportion of agriculture will be 40%, livestock 40%, and forestry 20%. Sustainable agroforestry land technology. In this system, agriculture will contribute 40% and rest of would be forestry, that will be 60%. SALT 4, simple agro-food livelihood technology. In this system, agriculture will be 40%, horticulture 40%, and forestry 20%. SALT 5, simple agro-fisheries livelihood technology. In this system, agriculture will be 40%, fisheries 40%, and forestry 20%. So these are the 5 models of SALT having different contribution of agricultural, forestry, livestock, fisheries, and horticulture. Okay. Next one, the steps of salt, how we implement salt in a hilly area. Number 1, step number 1, making of an A-frame. In the picture, you can say that we will make a frame like the capital letter A. This is a very simple and important agricultural implement for the execution of salt model. This instrument is just like a capital A. If we assemble 3 pieces of wood having attached with a spirit level can easily make this. We will detect the contour lines located across the slope with this frame. With 3 small pieces of wood, you can see these 3 small pieces of wood. If we can connect this wood with glue or like this, then we can make an easily A. So here you can see that the contour lines. But now, what is the contour lines? Actually, this line would be in same elevation area connecting 2 points. Okay, these are the contour lines. So we have first step is we have to select where will be the contour lines, and to detect the contour lines, we need to use a implement which is known as A-frame. So through this A-frame, we will locate the contour lines in the hilly land. And what is the contour line? The contour lines is the line in the same elevation connecting 2 points of the 2 points from 1 point to another in the hilly area. Okay. Number 2 is step. Locate the contour line for growing hedgerows. Contour line detection is the first step for creating hedgerows. If the contour lines are not detected properly, cultivation following stall model would not ensure effective control of soil erosion. If the contour lines are demarked by inserting bamboo poles along the contour lines in the hill slope, maintaining 4 to 6 meter distance between the lines. So we told that contour line is very important, and we need to locate the contour line from one line to another by 4 to 6 meter distance. And if we can't detect the contour line perfectly, we will not be able to control soil erosion. Okay, next. Land preparation along the contour line. You can see here the contour lines having 30 to 50 centimeter wide are prepared by spading or leveling. These contour lines will be 30 to 50 centimeter wide, and this contour line needs to be prepared by spading and also need to level. Okay. Number 3, seed sowing and planting of cuttings or seedlings in the soil along the contour lines. Seeds, seedling or cutting of nitrogen fixing trees and shrubs are planted in previously prepared soil of the contour lines. And this work mainly done during April to September. And actually, April to September, this is based on the Philippines context, because this was first initiated in Philippines. Dense plantation of legume trees or shrubs makes good hedgerows. So we need to create efficient hedgerows. So to make the hedgerows, we need to plant or seedlings or cuttings of nitrogen fixing trees. Okay. Next one. Next step, number 5, prepare the land of each alternate alley or stripe. In this initial stage of cultivation using salt model, the soil of each alternate stripes are prepared following spading and could be used for growing crops. In the picture, you can see that these are plowed, or these are spading, huge spading and leveling, and these are left alone. So what we said that we will prepare land in each alternate stripe. We will left the mid one, and then we'll prepare land again. We'll left one, again we will prepare one. This way we will prepare the land of each alternate alley or stripe. Then we will plant permanent crop on every third stripe. Look, citrus, cacao. Here we will coffee. Here we will plant in every third stripe. 1, 2, 3. Look, 1, 2, 3. Every third stripe we will plant permanent crops. And what are the permanent crops? The permanent crops may be the citrus, jackfruit. This will be planted in the third stripe. At the same time, the nitrogen fixing trees are sown. Only the spots of plantation or the unknown or undesired plants, if there is, we need to remove it. Okay. Then number 7 is step. Plant early harvesting crop in the middle 2 rows of every third stripe. Short and medium term income production crops like pineapple, banana, turmeric, ginger, maize, upland rice should be planted between the stripes of permanent crops as a source of food, regular income, while waiting for the permanent crop to bear fruit. This will give frequent cash income during the interim period before getting return from the permanent crops. So these annual crops are grown to get income for, or also to get food materials, because as we planted the permanent crop, it will not give production by overnight. We need to wait for these until we get production from the permanent crop. We can meet our demand of food materials and cash income from this early harvesting crop. Okay. Number 8, trim down the hedge rows regularly. The shrubs we planted, it needs to be trimmed down regularly, and it should be 30 to 40 days, 45 days in interval. And it also depends on the height of the fertilizer, height of the trees. And when we trim down these hedge rows, we need to incorporate these cuttings or prunings into the soil. This will help us to reduce the demand of chemical fertilizer, because these prunings will decompose and add organic matter and nutrient in the soil. Again, this pruning will help us for control of soil erosion. And in the advantage, we also learned that this pruning will act as a mulch in the hilly area. Okay. Next, practice crop rotation. So where we will do this rotation? Look, we can rotate the permanent crop. We just need to rotate the, we maintain crop rotation of the annual crops we planted. Okay. So by this way, we can maintain green terraces. So these are the 10 steps of farm. Okay. আচ্ছা, তাহলে আমরা সল্টের কাকে বলে আমরা শিখলাম, এর অ্যাডভান্টেজ কি এবং কিভাবে আমরা সল্ট ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করতে পারি। ঠিক আছে, এরপরে আমরা এই যে সল্ট নিয়ে একটা ডকুমেন্টারি দেখব। ওকে, এটা যেহেতু ইনিশিয়েট করা হয়েছিল ফিলিপিন্স নিয়ে এটা একটা ডকুমেন্ট।
Oh, kamusta? Akong problema lagi. Ang giuma nga yuta nahurot nagkabandas, di na mahimo ang mais, di na makapuso. Tungod sa minus na sa among abot, hindi na makasuporta sa pagkaon sa among pamilya, hindi na sa makasuporta sa pagpaswila sa among mga bata. Ang ikrap, Sanrem, naghimo ko dito alang sa kasulbaran sa iyong problema, diha sa pagka-minus sa abot, diha sa baklig ng yuta, pinagi sa Conservation Agriculture with Trees. Welcome to ICRAF Mindanao Conservation Agriculture with Trees Training Center. This is your home for science-based training on agroforestry, showcasing different conservation, agriculture with trees, technologies, and researches. We offer training on soil and water conservation, rubber-based agroforestry system, rubber nursery and bamboo garden establishment and management, rainwater harvesting and animal health embankment, conservation agriculture with trees, agroforestry farming system, vermicomposting, and land care approach. Come and learn with us. Together we can promote better alternative for sustainable upland agriculture.
So তোমাদের যেটা আমি হচ্ছে থিওরিটিক্যালি বললাম সেটাই তোমরা প্র্যাকটিক্যালি দেখলে যে হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন যে সয়েলের যে স্লপ গুলো আছে, স্লপে অল্টারনেট ভাবে কিভাবে হেজ রো ক্রপিং করতে, অ্যানুয়াল ক্রপ গুলো সেখানে আছে। তো এটাই হচ্ছে দেখানো হলো ওখানে, এবং এটা কি বলছে যে এটা এফিসিয়েন্টলি মেনটেন করছে হিলকে, এবং এখান থেকে ক্যাশ ইনকাম হচ্ছে, এবং আমরা হচ্ছে গ্রিন টেরেসেস আমরা ইনশিওর করতে পারছি। ঠিক আছে, এখানে আরেকটা বলছি যে ওখানে কাজ করছে একটা সংস্থা, সেটার নাম হচ্ছে ইকরাফ। ইকরাফ তোমরা নাম শুনছো আগে? ICRAF, ইকরাফ। ইকরাফের নাম শুনছো তোমরা আগে?
না স্যার।
আচ্ছা, এটা পড়ানোর কথা। ইকরাফ হচ্ছে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল সেন্টার ফর রিসার্চ ইন অ্যাগ্রোফরেস্ট্রি। হ্যাঁ, এই অ্যাগ্রোফরেস্ট্রি রিসার্চের হচ্ছে গ্লোবাল একটা সংস্থা, যেটা হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন দেশে অ্যাগ্রোফরেস্ট্রি নিয়ে কাজ করে। এটার হেডকোয়ার্টার হচ্ছে নাইরোবি, কেনিয়া। ঠিক আছে, এটা তোমাদের পড়ানোর কথা আমি জানি না পড়াইছে কিনা। সো ইকরাফের ইকরাফ ইন্টারন্যাশনাল সেন্টার ফর রিসার্চ ইন অ্যাগ্রোফরেস্ট্রি। আমরা প্রায় শেষের দিকে। তো আমরা আরেকটু পড়বো যে হচ্ছে যে সমস্ত এরোডেড এবং ডিগ্রেডেড ওয়েস্টল্যান্ড আছে, যেটা আউট অফ সল্ট এরিয়া, হাউ উই ক্যান মেইনটেইন দিস এরিয়া, if we can ensure proper conservation of soil moisture, if we can drain out excess soil moisture, removing the obstruction for root growth and removing toxicity problem at the root zone, then we can conserve the wasteland and degraded lands. Okay, for this we need to plant specific species which are adaptable to the site, and establishment rate should be high to চিরঞ্জীব আপনার ইয়েটা বন্ধ করেন একটু। 146 চিরঞ্জীব আপনার সাউন্ডটা বন্ধ করেন। Good root system to support canopy, fast growth rate, good recovery from damage, and high regeneration capacity. this should be the
আর আমি মাল দিলাম ফোনের মাধ্যমে কথা বলে গাড়িওয়ালা পাঠিয়ে দিলাম আমার বললো কি 800 টাকা আলা এই চালা কি একটা মাল তো
এভাবে কি ক্লাস নেওয়া যায়? হ্যালো চিরঞ্জীব, আচ্ছা এই চিরঞ্জীব আপনার ভিডিও অন করেন তো। 18-146 চিরঞ্জীব, চিরঞ্জীব আপনার ভিডিও অন করেন। ওকে, আচ্ছা এরপরে আমরা conservation of eroded sandy soils. Eroded sandy soils, how we'll be able to conserve, we will learn here. So what are the characteristics of eroded sandy soil? Very low in organic matter, high percentage of soluble salt, low nutrient content, poor texture, poor water holding capacity, and deficiency of soil moisture. These are the characteristics of eroded sandy soil. Okay, so how we can manage this eroded sandy soil? We need rapid stabilization of the drifting sand dunes, mixing moisture concentration and proper utilization, planting of suitable species following efficient planting technique, cultivation of crops such as maize, cotton, and bean, and planting of locally grown cover crops like Crotalaria. These are the genus. We can plant হ্যালো, আমাকে শোনা যায়?
জি স্যার।
আচ্ছা, তো আমি বলছিলাম যে আমরা ক্লাস শেষ করলাম। তো আমরা পড়ালাম যে সয়েল কনজারভেশন ইন অ্যাগ্রোফরেস্ট্রি। এখানে আমি 3টা ক্লাসের মাধ্যমে যে সমস্ত টপিকস গুলো আলোচনা করলাম, প্রথমে ছিল হচ্ছে সয়েল কনজারভেশন ডেফিনেশন, তারপর আমরা পড়ছি যে সয়েল এরোশন কেন হয়, হাউ উইল বি এবল টু কন্ট্রোল সয়েল এরোশন। দেন আমরা পড়ছি যে how we can maintain soil fertility, how agroforestry can maintain soil fertility. Then we have studied the nutrient recycling system in agroforestry. And in today's class, we learn about the soil agroforestry related hypothesis in connection with soil conservation. Then we studied a specific land management technique of hilly area, which is salt. And then finally, we studied how we can manage the wasteland and sandy eroded land. Okay, this is our class of soil conservation in agroforestry. So from overall class, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Sir, what is vermicropping?
What is?
Sir, ভিডিওতে দেখলাম একটা টার্ম ছিল vermicropping.
ভার্মি ক্রপিং ওই ভিডিওটাতে? আচ্ছা,
জি
ওই যে
স্যার।
তোমরা জানো যে হচ্ছে ভার্মি কম্পোস্ট আছে না? ভার্মি কম্পোস্ট নাম শুনছো?
স্যার, ওয়ার্ম ট্রাম দিয়ে যে করা হয়, কেঁচো।
না, ভার্মি কম্পোস্ট আছে, কেঁচো সার যেটাকে আমরা বলি। তো
জি স্যার।
ওইটাই হচ্ছে ব্যবহার করা হয় ওই ক্রপিং সিস্টেম। মানে মূলত সারটা ব্যবহার করা হয়। ক্রপিং সিস্টেম তো হচ্ছে আমরা যেটা হচ্ছে স্লপিং এরিয়াতে ব্যবহার করি, সেটা যেটা আমরা সর্ট বললাম।
জি স্যার।
আচ্ছা, 18-146 আছেন? 18-146 আমি একটা প্রশ্ন করতে চাই। আমার কথা কি সবাই শুনতে পাচ্ছে? 18-146 কে আমি চাচ্ছিলাম। ওকে, নাই। আচ্ছা, ফাইনালি আমরা হচ্ছে অ্যাগ্রো ফরেস্ট্রির একটা বেনিফিটস নিয়ে আমরা একটা শর্ট ডকুমেন্টারি দেখবো, দেন আমরা ক্লাস র্যাপ আপ করবো, ঠিক আছে? এবং শেষে একটা হচ্ছে আমরা গত ক্লাসে যেমন হচ্ছে একটা প্রশ্ন নিছিলাম, আমরা আজকেও একটা প্রশ্ন নিব, ঠিক আছে? তো আমরা আগে ভিডিওটা দেখে আসি, ডকুমেন্টারি। চিরঞ্জিত, ভিডিওটার পরে আমি আপনার কাছে আসতেছি, আপাতত মিউট করো।
Em tên là Hoa, năm nay em 21 tuổi. Em ở bản Hô Sa A, huyện Tuần Giáo, tỉnh Điện Biên. Em thì em rất mong được đi học, mà nhà em lại nghèo, không có điều kiện để cho em đi học.
Đây là cú老师专业是否干我主要是教了我那只要包场被教包给了我那是只报教我家干了怎么我不用跟到前面你接的跟到我老师上跟到在前面你接只报教家的前面跟到
Ngày xưa mới học xong cấp 3, bố bảo không có điều kiện nên là chỉ có ở nhà đi lấy chồng. Em rất là buồn, mà em rất là muốn đi học, nhưng mà em cũng biết là nhà em không có điều kiện để cho em đi học. Với lại anh trai em cũng đi học rồi, nhưng mà em cũng biết được vào bên trung tâm nghiên cứu năm thế giới, họ lên đây và họ chỉ cho cách trồng cây sơn trà với lại cỏ.
tôi bây giờ cũng cho tôi ý cho nó từ thì tôi ý tàu chỉ đối sống á 到土到还上去有啲啊，你都呢咗落磨到支着嘢啊，磨到就容易攞對咗落，對佢要到飛到要飛到對，先有先到飛。
Cái ngôn ngữ chỉ chia hoa một cảnh đã là anh ấy
Lúc đấy em rất là vui vì em được đi học. Em cũng mong là sau này em học xong về em có thể giúp cho nhận thức của người dân ở đây tăng lên, có thể cho con gái được đi học giống như em.
ওকে, তো এটা একটা গল্প ছিল, এই ডকুমেন্টারিটা একটা গল্প ছিল ভিয়েতনামের এক মেয়ের। তোমরা দেখলে যে হচ্ছে তার বাবা একজন ফার্মার হিলি এরিয়ায়, এবং কিভাবে তাদের ট্রান্সফরমেশন অ্যাজ এ স্মল হোল্ডার ফার্মার থেকে তাদের ইনকাম কিভাবে ট্রিপল হলো এই যে একটা হিল ফার্মিং সিস্টেমের মাধ্যমে, যেখান থেকে তাদের আয় বাড়লো এবং দে ক্যান সেন্ড their child for higher study. So এটা হচ্ছে একটা রিয়েল গল্পের উপর ভিত্তি করে। এটা ইকরাফ এবং CGIAR এর একটা প্রকল্প ছিল ভিয়েতনামে, তার উপর ভিত্তি করে তারা এই ডকুমেন্টারিটা তৈরি করছে। ঠিক আছে, তো আমরা একদম শেষে আমাদের ক্লাসে। এখন আপনাদের আর কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারেন।